Bear with us 1 second.
Thank you for your patience.
Hey, sorry we didn't finish the discussion. What was your name?
Right, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
I need to go down. Bear with us 1 second. Wait, I want to go and jump in on his conversation. I'm going to jump in on his conversation.
Coming back, yeah?
Yeah, I will come back and do a talk.
No problem. Yeah, no problem.
I'd love to see the context as well.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I don't want to be recorded?
Oh, it's okay. Don't put.
Yeah, don't put him on
him, please.
Thank you.
Don't put the camera on him. He doesn't want to be recorded.
Thank you.
So just film us.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to shoot from the back.
On my channel. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah, okay. If you're going to film, record from the back so these guys aren't on camera.
thank you.
That's my channel.
What do you preach?
Christianity, right?
Yeah, Christianity. Yeah. If you want to talk, we can go over there and talk. Do you want to talk? Okay. So where are we going, bro? Let me get my Bible.
No, because he was qualifying. He was qualifying prophets in a sense of if they go to war, if they do this, they can't be a prophet.
No,
I was
no,
saying,
no.
and I was telling you, Moses. I was telling you, Moses.
Don't put a word in my mouth.
Are you gonna switch it now?
Right.
No, I'm
you
not
you
switching
say what you say what he said, and then I'll listen to what he said.
Okay, yeah.
So you say first what he said,
Okay, that's
and then let's him say what he said.
You said. Sorry, wait, hold on. I'm not gonna be here long because he has to go.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about prophethood, and you had a problem that Prophet Muhammad went to war, and the fact that war was mentioned in the Quran, you believe was a bad thing, right? Or am I wrong?
No, go on. Just
And
make
then
the point.
I was like, well, do you believe as Moses as your prophet? You said yes. And I asked you, did you know that in the Bible, he went to war and killed women and he killed kids and he only left, not verbatim, but like little girls who did not see a man, like young girls. That's in the Bible. What did you say? I'm done. That's my statement.
You're done. Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, we are not specifically talking about prophets go to
No, he's talking about numbers first one. That's Moses out of anger doing it. God didn't command
Yeah.
it about taking young
Right.
girls. He only
And the
commanded
Bible.
the war.
Which one?
Yeah.
Moses went one step
Which
further.
one gives sense? Am I right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then all those things
Came
come
about,
around.
yeah.
Okay. So what I was saying is, I was saying about. I give you an example that you believe that scientifically the Quran have more sense than the Bible.
Yeah.
That's your claim. And I told you before I have a knowledge about Christianity, even if I'm Christian from my families,
Yeah.
okay, I had the chance to see about the Quran, about Islam. So I found many shocking verses. Actually, I was invited by a Muslim friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found many shocking verses, and then I told you about the life of Muhammad, about what he did in his lifetime. Okay, this he did this thing, so it's shocking. It's very difficult to swallow it for me.
Correct,
So
yeah.
I compared the Bible and the Quran by seeing the verses, by reading the books, not scientific evidence.
Yeah.
Not someone saying that it gives sense.
Can let him finish what he's saying because I'm listening. Wait, no. Well, if you're going to jump in, I'm going to jump in because I've got something to say. As well. Can you finish, brother? Brother, finish what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
so
Wait, hold on. Just for the context of the discussion,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to leave. But this brother was here, so can he continue?
Can I just leave you with one thought though?
Yeah, sure.
Which is that when we invite you to Christianity,
Yeah.
we're inviting you to become a disciple of Christ.
Okay.
When you invite us to Islam, you invite us to become a disciple of Muhammad, which means that we have two ways that we can build our lives.
Yeah.
On the example of Muhammad,
Yeah.
or on the example of Jesus.
Yeah.
And when we imbibe the spirit and the teachings of Christ,
Yeah.
one of our core values becomes peace building.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we imbibe the spirit and teachings of Muhammad, then one of the core values becomes domination and conflict. And so this is, because I actually, when I was considering Islam,
Yeah.
it's no word of a lie, just like this, brother. one of the reason why I rejected Islam when I was thinking about it
Yeah.
and became a Christian
Yeah.
is because I found things about Muhammad that I just choked on, right? And I recognized that I saw a better example in Jesus Christ. Now that doesn't mean that Christians are committed to pacifism,
Yeah.
right? You know, if someone tried to hurt your child,
Yeah.
I'd lamp them,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
to
yeah.
protect your
Of
kid,
course, yeah.
right? Because that's what a good person does,
Yeah.
to protect the innocent.
Yeah.
But in the example of Muhammad, what we find is that Muslims are incited to wage war against the unbeliever just because they're.
Who's this?
It's his.
Huh?
Just blur out his face. You caught his camera on. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's what we're trying to communicate.
Yeah.
We're not when we invite you to read the Bible, we're not saying become a disciple of Moses.
Yeah.
We're not telling you be like Moses.
Yeah.
We're saying be like Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's the example.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
Jesus was a great exemplar
Yeah.
of a prophet. I would say Muhammad was different challenges than Jesus was, and also we both believe that Jesus is a Messiah, right?
Yes.
When Jesus comes back, will he come back in peace or war?
Okay, so as a Christian, I believe that there's two ways that Christ could come back.
Okay.
One is that the church is successful in its mission and Christ returns in peace. One is that the church fails in its mission and Christ returns in war. Right? No, exactly. I never said I was a pacifist.
Yeah.
Right? But the reason why Christ returns in war is because the world is in league with the Antichrist. The world is in league with Satan. Right? I believe as a Christian, one of the ways to identify who is in league with Satan is to ask myself, who denies the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Muhammad denied the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And so, like others that have been influenced by demons, Muhammad teaches the doctrine of demons.
We don't believe that. So, just
Yeah, of course,
'cause
go on.
I don't think there's a shout in debate.
No, it's a respectable debate.
Yeah. So, I believe in terms of Satan in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah. We as Muslims speak out against Satan. Our day-to-day practice doesn't involve us praying to Satan. We pray to God, to
Yeah.
God alone. And as you know, Jesus spoke Aramaic, so the way he called what we call Allah, they called Allah or something similar.
Yeah.
We do nothing that exemplifies or honors Satan in any sort of way.
Yeah.
In terms of Antichrist, you do understand that prophets that came before Christ didn't believe in this doctrine of Christianity also. They believed in what we call Tawheed, which is the oneness of God, that he doesn't beget, sorry, forgive me. And doesn't split into parts and
Yeah.
whatnot, right?
The truth is, bro, if we had time,
Yeah.
I would be able to show you that all of the Old Testament prophets believed that there were divine persons, not just a divine person.
I agree.
Right? I could show you in the Old Testament that Abraham believed in multiple divine persons, Isaiah believed in multiple divine persons, David believed in multiple divine persons, Moses believed in multiple divine persons, and I can show you that all from the Old Testament. Now, the point is, right, saying that you believe in one God is nothing special. Iblis, Shaitan, he believes in one God.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sorry, he's a
It's all right.
Yeah.
No, I know, I understand. He's young. Right? Like, Shaitan believes in one God. So there's nothing special about saying you believe in one God. What's important is that for us, what we're saying is you need to encounter that one God. You need to experience that one God. You need to submit your life to that one God. Muslims don't do that because the teachings and the doctrines of Muhammad actually conflict with the teachings of the Messiah. Like, you believe Jesus is the Messiah,
Correct.
but I've asked every Muslim that I can in this park, they can't explain to me what a Messiah is or why a Messiah is special.
So a Messiah
Yeah.
is somebody, he's the anointed one.
Yes.
Yeah. And Jesus isn't exclusive in that. Like King David was also a Messiah in a sense as well.
But David,
and which
yeah.
is mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on, sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, but in the Quran, only Isa is called Messiah.
Of course, yeah.
Right. So that means that there's something special about Isa that makes him the Messiah. So it can't be the fact that he's anointed,
I mean,
according to your doctrine.
he had a purpose. Like every prophet has a purpose.
Yeah.
And Jesus is one of like the main prophets. So he has his own purpose as the Messiah. It doesn't mean he's God. And if you know, in the Bible, there's plenty of people that were referred to as the sons of God.
Yeah.
You know, plenty of people. Even I don't know if this is correct verbatim, but King Solomon was even said exclusively, "You are my son; I have begotten you."
Yeah. King,
So
he had a son.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that King Solomon is now the one that we should worship.
No.
You know, and
Exactly.
if it's based on, for example, the fact that there was a virgin birth,
Yeah.
why don't we worship Adam? Adam had no mom and no dad.
So Christians, right? So let me just address that, because you've used a classic Quranic argument there.
Okay, yeah.
That verse of the similitude of Isa is that unto Adam.
Yeah.
Allah only says to it be and it becomes, right? And but Muslim Dawagandists have lied to you if they have taught you that the reason why Christians believe we should worship Jesus is because he has a virgin birth. That is not why we honor Christ as divine.
Okay.
We honor Christ as divine because when we read the whole of the New Testament, we see Jesus claims the divine titles to himself. We see that Jesus does the works only of God. We see that Jesus claims the throne of God for himself. We see that Jesus is the one who claims to be divine, and because he embraces, he does the works of God, he claims the titles of God, he speaks the words of God, he does the actions of God. All of these things is why we see him as divine. That's why we worship him, right? It's got nothing to do with his virgin birth. That isn't why we think he's divine.
Okay, understood.
The reason why we think he's divine is because that fulfills prophecy.
Okay.
The prophecy was in Isaiah that a young maid, which young maids are normally born as children, like usually virgin, but a young maid will have a child and you will call his name Emmanuel. Now, in the time of Isaiah, there would have been a young maid who wasn't a virgin, who had a child, who called their child Emmanuel. But that is a foreshadowing of what would come, because Mary was a young maid and she gave birth to a son, and we call him Emmanuel. Every single year Christians call Jesus Emmanuel, and Emmanuel means literally God with us. And that's why, and the virgin birth is a sign. It's a sign it's a sign declaring that this is not an ordinary child. That's what the virgin birth does. It declares that this isn't an ordinary child.
So I will agree with you that Jesus was God. They were the Jewish peasants of the community.
Yeah.
And they were seen as they were rushed out of the community because they didn't agree with what the Greeks. I only learned this because I learned comparative religion. So Ebionites, they didn't believe that Jesus was God, and they believed in, similar to a Muslim, ritual ablution, and they upheld the laws of the Torah. And then later on, because the story of Jesus resonated with other stories that were in the area, I can't remember the name, but it started with C, but there was another guy at the same time as Jesus from the Roman Empire who died, went back to life, and then was given divine status.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stories like this.
So
Jesus was one of them. This is my closing remark,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I'll allow you to
please,
rebuttal me,
please,
because I have to go, because my son's a bit restless.
Yeah, of course.
But if you check the actual text of the Bible, when it was written, and like the scribes and so everybody had an agenda when things were written.
Yep.
Then you'll find that there's a lot of flaws in the Bible. There's echoes of the truth in it.
Yeah.
I won't deny that there's no echoes of the truth in the Bible. But the way we identify that in the Quran is like which one adds up, because whatever you find in the Bible, you'll find it. If you want to find that Jesus is not God, you'll find it. If you want to find that Jesus is God, you'll find it.
So
if you want to find that prophet should go to war, you'll find it. If you find that you shouldn't, you'll find it. But that's my closing remark. But I'll end off.
Let me reply, because I want you've raised a number of points.
Yeah.
It'll take me about 5 minutes to get through them, and then we can wait. It's all right.
Sorry. Yeah.
It took me about 5 minutes to get through them.
Go ahead.
It won't take me. It might even take me less.
Yeah.
So my first point is to say that, well, all of the prophets came with a special mission, but they're not all called. What are you doing? Oh, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Always with the violence. Relax. What? Well, every week you start violence. Every week you start violence. Every week you start violence.
Police!
Bro, this is good.
Every single week.
All the time, man, huh?
Every single week. He attacked me last week.
It's not good.
He keeps attacking a woman.
I'm having a discussion with.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
But I thought it was going to really kick off, and it will kick off. I'm afraid.
Get him on, get him on.
Yeah, he was insulting a woman. Her brother stuck up for him. Right. So, yeah. Apologies.
Yeah.
You okay? Oh, it's taking the fire out of him. He's doing so well.
Winter Wonderland will
Yeah.
get him happy.
Right. I will be very quick because he's rubbing his hands and
Yeah,
he's
look,
cold.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's about. He might like it. I don't know. He's not really.
Is it halal?
It's vegan.
It's vegan, so it'll be halal. Okay.
I appreciate that though. Yeah.
So very quickly, and then we'll stop.
Yeah.
Because then you want to go and enjoy Winter Wonderland.
Winter Wonderland. Yeah.
Right. So very quickly, first thing,
Honestly?
yeah, is that all of the prophets came with a special revelation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not all called Messiah. So clearly, I don't think that works as an argument. We still got to ask, why was Jesus called Messiah? But I'll leave that to one side. Secondly, I know a lot about the Ebionites. I studied religion at university. I studied comparative religion.
Oh, good.
Got a good degree in it, right? From the best department at the time.
Okay, good.
Right? And the Ebionites, I'm not going to say, and the Ebionites, right? You're right. They didn't believe that Jesus was divine. They thought he was a human.
Yeah.
But what they actually believed is that when he was baptized, he was adopted as God's son and elevated to the position of deity. They denied the virgin birth.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, they denied, but they accepted that Christ was crucified
Yeah.
and that he was resurrected. So the Ebionites are in no way an early Muslim community.
Oh yeah. No,
Right?
yeah,
They don't,
no,
let,
not
let me
claiming-
finish talking. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So so
I didn't claim them.
yeah.
But yeah,
so
sorry.
so the Ebionites were a group that were not Christian, but they were more Christian than they were Muslim. Right?
Okay, yeah.
And they believed in the divinity of Christ, but they believed that he was elevated to divinity, which is obviously nonsense, and we both reject that idea.
Yeah.
'Cause
but
that's
there was
stupid.
there was a lot of Jews.
God can't
that-
create a God.
Yeah, but there was a lot of Jews at the time, and a lot of pagan. Like it was a belief at the time that through certain acts, your status can be elevated. And at the time, with for example the Roman Empire, whoever the emperor was,
Yeah.
they were elevated to a sign of divinity,
Yeah.
almost because of their status. So it's not uncommon that would happen.
So the emperor, you're definitely right. The Romans had this idea that people could be elevated to the position of God.
Yeah.
And the Ebionites show clear influence that they were influenced by Greco-Roman ideas because they adopted that idea and applied it to Jesus.
Yeah.
Christians, however,
Yeah.
never believe that.
Yeah.
Christians have always believed that from his conception,
Yeah.
Jesus was God.
Okay.
Right? Now, you're a lovely
gonna go.
young...
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's
to
your
meet
name,
you.
bro?
Burhan.
Can I give you a gift?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd like to give you a gift.
If it's a Bible, I already have one.
I would like to give you a different gift then.
Okay.
If that's all right. A different book. Just because, anyone that has a respectful conversation with me.
I just look. It's everything's a dialogue for discussion. I'll read your sources.
Thank you.
And I hope that you could read others as well.
I do often. But yeah, I'll give you a very quick book. Bear with us 1 second.
Thank you for your patience.
Hey, sorry, we didn't finish the discussion.
No,
What
it's
was your name?
Right, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
I need to go down. Bear with us 1 second.
Yeah.
That is why he said, go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature, because all authority in heaven and in earth is given to our own authority. Of God.
It's really going to kick off here. The police need to go. We need to call the police. Because this is going to kick off.
Right, we need to.
Yeah, we need to start getting the police in.
But is it time to leave?
No, we need to. Yeah, tell them. Tell the Muslims that. Tell the Muslims that. Tell the Muslims that. Yeah, he attacks people every single week in this park. Yeah, go get them. Yeah, they won't do anything. They'll never do anything. Yeah, tell the Muslims that. Tell the Muslim that. Tell the Muslim that. Tell the Muslim that. Tell the Muslim that. Go tell the Muslim that. Tell your Muslim that.
He's trying to put down here.
Yeah.
Down here.
Why are we doing that? Yes, bro. It's getting lively is what is happening.
What happened just now?
So basically, the guy that comes in every week and he attacks people, every single week the same Muslim comes in with a bad attitude and he attacks people every single week. And he was harassing a woman and a Christian brother stuck up for it and he's come back and he's attacked again. He attacks people every single week. There's countless examples of him being caught on camera attacking people. The police never do anything, right? Christians, no one is protecting us. So we've got to protect ourselves. It's that simple. That's right. You've got to protect yourself because no one is seeking to protect us. The police sit over there and then they come in and they don't do anything, right? So guys, you got to stay close to one another. You got to look out for one another.
I'm on my own and I die on my own.
And as Christians, we need to try and protect one another. Sorry.
No, I was going to take that now anyway. So.
There you go. There shouldn't be. Like, the whole point of Speaker's Corner, I agree. So go and tell him that.
But was a division between two each other.
Sorry.
Was fighting between two each other.
Yes, and the Muslims gang up on people in this park every single week. Muslims gang up on people in this park every single week. Yeah.
There's only two individuals fighting.
Yeah, notice how they've suddenly got a sense of justice. When Muslims are ganging up on Christians, they've never got anything to say about it.
Can I ask you a question before you leave?
Yeah.
In your time in the park, how long have you been coming here?
I've been coming here about 6 years.
Right, and in your time in the park, how many violence have you seen?
It's got to the point where it's every single week.
It's every single week.
It's every single week.
And who would you say is responsible for that?
Muslims, there's a small number of Muslims that bring violence to this park every single week. It's not all of them, but there's certain characters that just come here, they're not suited to being here, and they attack people every single week. It's not hard for the police to identify who they are.
Where are the police now?
The police are down there running away and being afraid, of course. Like every single week, someone is getting attacked in this park.
Hatun Tash stabbed.
Yep.
Females being sexually abused in this park.
Yeah.
It just goes on and on.
Yeah.
People followed out of the park, intimidated.
So this is the point.
Yeah.
This is the point.
What's the point?
Is that when you stand up to yourself, the Muslims get offended. But when they're bullying you, attacking you, harassing you, they've never got anything. There's no condemnation.
But they all seem to attack in numbers.
Yeah.
They never attack on one.
They do.
They never attack one on one. I've noticed that with them.
Yeah.
And if they do, they've got a bayonet. I can't have an old fisticuff.
So I mean, I've got to watch. I'm having to watch my back now.
No,
It's
I'll
like,
watch your back, don't
thank you. So
Yeah.
now that excitement is over,
Okay.
let's try and get back to some intelligent conversation and debate.
I want.
Because that's what this corner's supposed to be about.
Right.
It's supposed to be about intelligent conversation.
Because of Islam.
And unfortunately, because of some Muslims, not all of them, I want to state that.
Yes.
Because you just saw me on camera have a really nice conversation with a really intelligent Muslim.
He did.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not the case. We must be careful. But there are just some Muslims who come to this park and they can't handle the park. Right? And that guy that attacks people every single week, he can't be here.